What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, we are here to talk about The Last of Us, episode 4 and 5, because we did miss episode 4, as you know. Or if you've been following, I was out of the state. I was out traveling. I happened to go see a little movie or whatnot. So I was not able to go live with y'all last week for episode 4 of Last of Us. But like I figured, like, you know what, we're gonna try and cram it in because I don't really feel like episode 4 gave a lot, in it. Like, it was some good stuff, but it wasn't a lot, not compared to episode 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, episode 5 gave us everything. Episode 5 was definitely it. Matter of fact, I would go on the verge of saying that I kind of wish HBO had dropped episode 4 and 5 at the same time, mainly because episode 4 was one of the shortest episodes that we've gotten thus far. So to me, I'm like, why didn't y'all just put them together? You could have put them together. I would have waited 2 weeks or whatever. I understand. Look, the Super Bowl is tomorrow. I get it. Don't nobody want to compete with them. Matter of fact, that's why I went live today, because I didn't want to compete with The Last of Us, yesterday that was coming out, and I don't want to compete with the Super Bowl either. I want to go watch the Super Bowl. So anyway, yeah, excuse me 1 second. I had to get the rest of my coffee because it's been a long day today. But listen, this definitely is probably the best so far of what we've been getting from The Last of Us. I mean, like, they just really manage to keep raising the bar every single time. And I'm here for all of it. So first and foremost, what we're gonna do, by the way, we're gonna do episode 4. We're gonna do quick recap, quick reaction. We're gonna talk about it. Then we're gonna jump into episode 5. Let's just be honest. Episode 5 is why we really here, right? And then right after this live, there's gonna be just a 30-minute break. And then I'm gonna do my other live where obviously, we do our real chat. We talk about the news and all that other good fun stuff. And I got a lot of fun stuff that for us to talk about. So be sure to, hang out for a little bit, go take a bathroom break, and then come on back right after this live so that we can get it on and popping. So real quick, let's go through some quick shout outs and jump right into it. Like I said, we're going to blow through this whole episode here. My man, Jason Rodriguez, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. We got Minister Crush in the building. What's going on, sir? Thank you so much for being here as well. Last of Bo, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Oh, my goodness. Come through. Deborah Rodriguez, always coming through with the great contributions. Thank you so much for being an awesome supporter. Hi, E-Man and E-Family. Hope everyone is enjoying their Saturday afternoon. Anxious to see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania this Saturday. Recast T'Challa. Thank you so much. And that's right, Ant-Man is coming out this coming Thursday. And if you tune in to my next live, I'm gonna give just a little bit more, a couple more reactions that I had to the movie. Now that I've had a little bit more time to sleep on it, think about it, so on and so forth. But thank you so much once again for that awesome contribution. Didier, my man, what's going on, sir? Thank you so much for being here. Pamela, hello, what's going on? We got Namesake in the building. What's going on? Callo, hello, good to see you. Leandra, what's going on? Treese, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Tasha, what's up? We got Rims in the building. Come on now, y'all know the deal. Get those likes up. Go ahead and do that before you get in trouble. But not really, but you know what I mean. But thank you so much. I appreciate you and all the rest of the Mod Squad. Kimmy J is here. Always a pleasure to have you here too. Thank you so much. Hold on. Who else? Boss Seeking a Champion. What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Pamela, always a pleasure. Kiki West is in the building. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Tamika, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for joining today. Rhonda, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Violin Ninja, also here. Thank you so much. Another Mod Squad vet in the building with Kristen Pratt. Thank you, man, for being here and helping out as much as you do. Who else we got? My man, Terrence. What's going on, brother? Thank you for the continued support, by the way. Your cash apps are definitely appreciated. Don't want you to think that I missed those. Thank you so much. Ty, what's going on? Thank you so much. Listen, I dropped a thug tier did drop. Okay, a thug tier or two did drop, but that's for episode 5. We'll get to that. Dusty, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Rizzo, what's up? My man Dwight is here. GD, what's going on, sir? How you doing? Let's see. Spider, hello. My man Derek Gaines is here too. Thank you so much. And shout out to all of y'all that have made it out tonight or today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate y'all. All right, so let's kind of get through some of these real quick because we got to hurry up and get to episode 5. Let's just be honest. We got to get to that. That was definitely the best episode. But so we kick it off with like Joel and Ellie. Of course, they're like on the run and they're still doing what they're doing or whatnot. And you know, something. Oh man, I don't even have it here. Oh no, where is it? No, I don't have it. Oh man. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, this was the episode where Ellie was playing with a gun in the very beginning, like you know, she was just playing with it or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I know we all be playing with guns when we were little kids, or you know, playing with water guns, cops, robbers, stuff like that. But it's all fun until somebody actually gets hurt, right? It's all fun until you know, like the gun is real or the violence is real, and you really have to use it. And it's kind of like what I like about this episode so far is how they kind of show us a bit of a shift. You know what I'm saying? A bit of a shift in terms of like how you start off one way, but that doesn't mean that that's the way it's going to be later on, you know. And hold on now. I know I had some more images. Give me 1 second here because I don't know why I had these images here. Oh, there they are. Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Boom. I knew I had them. I wasn't tripping. There we go. But yeah, so Ellie out here playing with guns and everything. There we go. There she go. You know, thinking it's all cool, thinking it's all fun and games and stuff. But of course, you know, later on she's gonna find out that that's not really the case. Joel is out here, of course, getting his gas and everything, siphoning and all that. And I actually kind of appreciated the fact that, you know, he's like also trying to teach her, you know, about siphoning gas and gravity and all that, but he don't know that stuff, and that's okay. But I did love this part. I love the whole pun book. I ain't gonna lie, I stole a couple of them jokes and I'm finna use them on my kids. I don't care. I like to use the dad jokes on them. And I really love the fact that they brought this out. And you know, the cool thing about it is, as you start to see later on, it definitely starts to increase the bond between Ellie and Joel. And I really love that little by little, because you know that is pretty much going to be the core of this entire series. At least that's what it seems like. Um, you know, and like while they're driving and everything, I thought it was actually kind of funny how like Ellie is still like really fascinated with like, you know, tanks and all these other things, you know, that like we take for granted, you know. But once again, it's all fun until, you know, you actually have to go up against an actual tank. Like that's not where it's going to be a fun thing at all. And I liked how they actually included this, how Ellie found one of Bill's magazines or whatever, talking about the sticky pages. I thought that was hilarious. And it was just so funny how Joel goes right into dad mode, and he's like, hold on a minute, wait a minute now, wait a minute. And I love the fact that, you know, like again, Joel, one thing I like about Joel, and this is why I can identify with him, is that no matter how hard of a life this guy has gone through, Ellie is giving him that moment to become a dad again. Now, he might not want to be her dad, and he might actively kind of fight against those emotions, because the more you get, you know, living in this world, clearly, the more attached you become to somebody, the harder it is when you eventually lose them, right? Because nothing's guaranteed here. But I do like these little moments here. But then, of course, you know, they start setting up camp. And one thing that is pretty much clear foreshadowing for the future is the fact that Joel is telling her, like, hey, look, them zombies are one thing, but listen, it's the people that's the real terror. It's the people that we really need to watch out for, because they are a problem. And Ellie, you know, she's like, oh, so what they gonna do? Just like steal from us? And he's like, nah, worse. And I mean, yikes, from the things that we're kind of seeing, at least that we know are coming up later on. Yeah, the people are definitely far more worse than a bunch of zombies running around and stuff like that. But I like the fact that this show is kind of highlighting that yeah, zombies are a crazy thing and it's been a problem for a couple decades, but people can always be the bigger villains at the end of the day. Then of course, they're sleeping, and after a couple puns or two, like Joel is still like, or Ellie is like, oh, do we still have to worry about the people? He's like, nah, we good. But he's lying. Oh man, this is dark. He's lying because as you can see, he's like still posted up and still trying to like, protect them because he knows just how bad the people can be. And that's how bad, that's how much it's keeping him up. And what's crazier about that is he probably had to do some very similar things. But of course, then they go ahead and they're on the road. They are trying to go over to Wyoming so they can meet Tommy. The road is blocked. Of course, they get lost. And while they're lost, man, they come across some guy acting like he needs help. Joel's like, no, back that up. Nah, I know this game. I'm not playing this. We going in reverse. But unfortunately, they do get ambushed. They are, getting caught up by whoever these hunters are or people from this district or whatever. And these are like some of the people that Joel really was afraid of ever since. And he got Ellie to go hide for a little bit. And while she was hiding, Joel got attacked. And Ellie, now she had to really use the gun for real. And she ended up wounding the guy that was attacking Joel. And unfortunately, like now this is like real. Like this is really real, because like I said, just because you play around with a gun or whatever, pow, pow, poo, poo, whatever in the cartoons, like, people come back, it's not a big deal, or you don't see it. But when you actually shoot somebody and like you see the wound, you see the damage that's caused, if not worse, that sticks with you. That's something that you can't shake because it's not normal. That's not a natural thing. Like even people in the military, in law enforcement, if they do have to take a life, that messes some of them up. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to go get psychological help and trauma and stuff. Like you can't shake that. So Ellie is here just like, man, she is collecting these traumas in a sense. But again, this is the world that they live in. This is kind of how they're going to survive or whatnot. Then we flash forward, we see Kathleen. We're introduced to Kathleen for the first time, and she's looking for some dude named Henry. And she is like just dead set on this. I mean, even this doctor who apparently was working with this Henry guy or knew of his whereabouts or whatever. She doesn't really care. At the end of the day, she's like, look, I want Henry. And clearly, as you can see, she's like the new leader of like this KC resistance. And she wants to do whatever it takes to get him. And literally, if that means killing her own doctor, sure. Which to me is kind of crazy because I'm like, in this world, I'm assuming there are probably not a lot of doctors 20, 30 years later down the road. It seems like you willing to get rid of such a valuable person for whatever this Henry person did. I mean, obviously we know what he does later on, but I'm just saying like, man, it's got to be something thick. It's got to be something deep if you're just willing to get rid of a resource like that. But like that, it is what it is. And by the way, I like the fact, or at least I heard that this was actually the guy that voiced Tommy from the games or whatnot. So that's kind of cool that they gave him this extra role just to play, basically Kathleen's right hand man. Then Joel is here, actually teaching, Ellie how to hold a gun, even though she did say Fedra taught her a little something. Like Joel is still kind of teaching her now. And just kind of think about like in the previous episodes, how much of a shift this is already becoming, right? Because remember when they were going into the museum with Tess, he was like, man, I don't even want you having a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you doing nothing. But now it's like, look, she got to have your back. Tess is not around. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the thick of things right now. the least you could do is at least have Ellie learn how to help you, because you're not invincible. You have to have some help in this kind of world. And I like the fact that, he's like, okay, look, like, this is how you hold it. This is what you do, because it's gonna get rough out there. It's gonna be rough, and part of it also, I think that's also part of the parental stuff too, right? Like, Joel doesn't want her to be completely helpless, as well. At some point, she might have to take care of herself. You never know. So I like this moment. Again, that's really good bonding between the two. Kathleen finds out where Henry last was and his brother. But apparently, they were a little too late. Her right hand man goes ahead and shows her, like, yo, we got another problem. And this is where we start to see that, yeah, like, down there, down under, it's not a good look. Something is down there, something is moving, and it is a problem. So that was pretty much it for episode 4. And I have to say, like I said, I liked it. I thought it was pretty straight. But being one of the shortest episodes, I really do wish that they had just jumped right into, episode 5, because I felt like this was a good appetizer before the main course. But I'm curious about this. What do you think about episode 4 for The Last of Us? Let me know from a scale from 1 to 10. Where did you rate it? And let's see, while you guys are doing that, I think for me, it wasn't a bad episode. It wasn't like too crazy. I think I might give it like, because I like the little action scenes. The action was cool. I just don't like the fact that it was so short. Like, I felt like they needed a little bit more meat on the bones, I like the bonding between him and Ellie. That was fine. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Like, it was fine, it was okay, but it still just didn't move the needle. It didn't really. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. Yeah, because because I've seen how good y'all could be, so I can't go making excuses for like the lack thereof. So I'm gonna give it a 7. That's where I'm gonna go for episode 4. But let's see where y'all are at with it. Let's see. We got an 8, 7, 6, 7.5, 7, 7, 6.5, 8, 8. Good setup. I agree. 6, 8, 8, 8, 8.5. Okay. 7.5, 8. Okay, 7. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take the half away. Yeah, I could listen. It's my half. I can take them all away. I could give them and I could take them away. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. But yeah, so anyway, that I like the episode. It was fine. Like I said, I really do think that yeah, look, Didier, I'm right there with you. It felt like a setup episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, every episode should be meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need every episode to lead, because from the first episode to the second to the third, like, y'all left me with something great. And I was sitting here like, all right, I'm ready, but I don't have time for setups. Just give it to me, and then tell me the next chapter the next day. But anyway, that's all good. That's all good. By the way, if for whatever reason, if you are here and you have not realized by now that we are going to spoil the episodes, spoiler alert. This is the reactions. We are talking spoilers for the episodes. So if you haven't watched, please go back, go and watch it, then come on back. Shout out to the replay gang. And then come and join and leave your comments and thoughts and all that down below. All right. Now I feel like we can finally move forward. We can get to episode 5. Woo! Listen. Episode 5. Now, this is one of the benefits, I think. This is one of the benefits of not playing the game, because I had no idea what was going to happen, except, and I'm going to say this, the one thing I don't like, and I've told y'all this before, especially when it comes to marketing, I was not a fan of the fact that HBO has been spoiling the fact that bloaters were coming. Now, to be fair, I didn't even know a bloater existed. And for those of you that don't know, the bloater was the big cauliflower fungus monster. I did not like the fact that in all the little preview trailers, they kept on showing that, because I was like, golly, like, if y'all had never shown this to someone like me who's never played the games, that thing would have blown my mind, because the only thing I knew about from The Last of Us were the clickers. And I thought the clickers were bad. I thought that right there was bad enough. And I was like, yo, I don't want to mess with no clicker. But now y'all got bloaters? Oh, I definitely don't want to mess with bloaters. Let me tell you something. The bloaters were so bad, they ain't even trying to convert nobody. How you not even going to convert to your own fungi cult? Y'all don't want to transform nobody? Y'all just want to kill people? That's all they want to do? Is that how bad they were in the game too? My goodness. Like, y'all was just like the special agents or something of just death? My gosh. My goodness. I was like, yo, them bloaters was a problem. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though HBO did spoil that whole scene, because like the moment it happened, I was like, oh, okay, fire, ground, that's where they're coming. It was still great. It was great. It was still great. It was still great. But I just kind of wish that they would have, left that to be a surprise, because I definitely would have been like, what the hell is that? I would have lost my mind. But anyway, let's see. I hope I got the scenes right on this. Forgive me if they out of order or whatnot. But yo, them folks in KC. Now, I hope this ain't, I know Super Bowl, Kansas City they in the Super Bowl and all that, but yo, these people in KC, they some bona fide thugs out here. Like, yo, what is going on over here with these folks? Like, they out here just killing folks and burning the city. I mean, I get it. Federal was a problem. Federal, like this, the whole idea of like Federal was kind of like this fascist type of thing and all that. But my goodness, like, this is a perfect example of when you have like oppressed people becoming the oppressors, if not worse, because you sitting here talking about like, yo, Federal is bad and yeah, we're free, but then y'all executing people, y'all beheading people, y'all killing people, y'all raping, y'all pillaging, y'all doing all this crazy stuff. It's looking very January 6th out here. Like, what is this? What is this? So now I'm sitting here like, yo, I totally understand why Joel was like, man, just give me them, give me the click clackers. Give me them. I'll take them, because them people's nuts. Them people's is nuts over there in KC. Okay. That was definitely a for real scary thing. And I totally understand where he was like, nah, they gonna do much worse than just steal from you. But yeah, by the way, I forgot, this was the thing I forgot. The end of the last episode, they do show the brother there. What was his name? What's his name? Sam? I think it was Henry and Sam, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, we do have that as a nice little setup. But woo-wee, KC, ooh, y'all got some problems out there. That's not cool. It's not okay. But now we see Henry basically talking to his brother. Okay, so Sam is the baby brother. Thank you, Kiki. Appreciate that. So Henry is helping his little brother. Now, here's the thing, from at least from what I saw at the end of the episode, it looks like that Henry Sam was not deaf in the game, but they did make him deaf here, which is cool. I like that element just because, it's always compelling to me whenever we get an opportunity to see things through some other person's, reality, perception, their walk of life. I mean, it's one thing to imagine yourself going through this crazy world and thinking about like, man, what would I do? But imagine if you had yet another obstacle to encounter, which is you're deaf. Or, my goodness, what if you were blind or something like that? Like, I don't even want to pretend to act like, I would know what to do in those situations. But I think it did add a really, really dope element to this story, knowing that, you know, Henry is going through all of this and he's got to deal with the fact that, like, yes, like his brother is deaf, and you know, that's going to come with its own level of challenges as well as they go through this. Then we kind of fast forward a little bit. We see that man, we got all these collaborators, you know, and Kathleen is not playing. Kathleen is here talking to him. She wants this man Henry by any means necessary. Okay, she wants Henry, and she is asking everybody where they can find him. And of course, you know, these collaborators, aka snitches, what do? They snitch. I mean, the snitch gonna snitch all day, you know. And it's so funny how I like how they are adding this other element to the game, right? Or to the show. I'm assuming they did this in the game, but it's like the most hated people now are the collaborators. Like even Joel be like, "You was a collaborator? Like you could be a smuggler, like Joel, but you a collaborator? You betray people? You a snitch? Ugh." You know, like nobody want to be associated with them. But at the same time, even Kathleen was kind of talking about, like, look, one of the cool things about them, or one of the more intriguing things about them, I'll say that, is the fact that nobody is really doing this just because. A lot of people are doing it for different reasons. Some people want it for food. Some people are doing it for their family. Some people are doing it just to survive. You know, so it's kind of like, I know they're getting the label of being a snitch, but it's kind of like you're living in a different world right now. You know, you're living in a world where you don't know if you're going to make it to tomorrow for whatever reason. So, you know, my question, I guess, for you guys, and I'm gonna jump to these comments here. My question for you guys, real quick, is do you blame the collaborators in this sense? Okay, so keep in mind, Fedra is you got martial law. They're probably being very fascist. They're being very oppressive. You do things according to their rules, da 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 da. And let's not forget, Fedra has done some really shady stuff. They've literally killed innocent people just because they ran out of room. You know, so let's not act like the military, government, whatever, is all that clean either. Everybody here is dirty, right? The collaborators are dirty, the Fedra's dirty, the free folk of KC are dirty. Like everyone's dirty. So I just wonder, I ask y'all, do y'all blame the collaborators here? Is there, do you still be like, yo, man, stitches get stitched, you know, snitches get stitches, or are you kind of like, hey, you do what you got to do, you know? Let me know. Let me grab these comments real quick, because I just found this fascinating. I found it very, very fascinating how complex all of this stuff really is in this society. Like this is definitely something I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Didier, what you got? KC stands for Killmonger City. It might as well. It might as well, for real. Because man, listen, this is very close to what Killmonger would do. If Killmonger were in charge of Wakanda, that yeah. Let's see. Christopher, thank you so much. In the game, Bloater spewed out spores that humans inhale and become infected. But like you said, Hollywood got to show them faces, so they left it out. Oh man, but like that's what I'm wondering about. I'm like, you know, I understand the whole point of the fungi is to spread, you know, and that's it. Like all they want to do is spread and continue, and that's the only sole focus of them. But the bloater ain't got no time for that. The bloater's like, who's this? Let me slice him in half. I'm just gonna rip people up. I don't care. Head gone, and that's it. Like you're not even part of the team. You're not on Team Fungi. You're not trying to convert nobody. Nothing. Whew, man. But Yeah, I get it. No spores, whatever. It is what it is. I understand. I understand. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. My man Derek, what you got? I was glad to see that lady get hers. She reminded me of the governor from Walking Dead. Yeah, no, she was definitely giving them governor vibes or whatnot. Because I think, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But I like the fact that they gave her a human counter reason. We'll get to that. We'll talk about it a little later, but I did like the fact that, her reason was a mirror reason of Henry. They both were polar opposites, but I'm with you. Derek, I really didn't like Ellie until this episode. Oh, okay. Ellie changes some minds. All right then. I see. Ellie is going through some changes now too. Especially the way she started in episode 4, playing with the gun and all that stuff. And now at the end of episode 5, she's a whole different person, I think. We'll get to that a little later, but she is definitely changing. Derek, again, when Joe was sniping, why did I hear I could take you in warm, I could take you in cold? Best episode so far. Little Mandalorian in there. He did kind of, hey, at least he gave him an option. At least he gave him an option. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with it with Joel like that, man. That's fine with me. Let's see what else we got. Dang, man, time going fast. Okay. Where do we live off? Okay, yeah, they all finna die anyway. Kathleen wasn't playing around with them. Then okay, so we finally get to Henry and Sam back in there, and we find out that the doctor that was helping them, yeah, he ain't coming back. It's just, yeah, he was helping them at first, and probably a collaborator right along with him, but we already know what happened to him. He's not coming back, so there's that. But we also noticed that Henry was watching the events happen, and he saw Joel basically fighting against the people of KC. And because of that, he was like, look, Sam, we got to go. Like he's seeing his opportunity now to finally make an escape and to get out of there. So him and Sam can like finally be free. So we fast forward all the way to do I have that? Let me see. Yes, so we fast forward, and this is where episode 4 ended off. So I like the fact that they were doing a little time jumping with all this. But we finally see that Henry is holding Ellie hostage, and sooner or later, they basically come to terms and realize that, like, look, I ain't trying to hurt you. You ain't really trying to hurt us. Actually, Joel was trying to hurt them. He don't really care. But they did talk him down a little bit, and they finally got him to realize, like, look, I see that we got the same situation. We both want to get out. You can handle yourself. I can help you get out. So let's do this. And they decided to break bread and have some little kumbaya chats or whatnot over the fire lamp. And that was cool. It was nice for them to like actually see each other, and like to kind of put your guard down and realize, like, yeah, everybody's not completely bad, but we'll find out a little bit more later. But of course, Joel is now starting to learn more about Henry. He finds out here that he was a collaborator, and he's like, yo, like, collaborators like but of course, later on we'll find out how much more complex it is, because just because you have that label, it's easier for people to kind of like attach that stigma to it, right? But it's not until like you understand the other human side of it that people will start to be like, oh, okay, like I can get back to reason now. But Henry goes ahead and tells him that, like, look, I got this plan. We can get out of here. And that plan does involve, going through the tunnels. And it's wild because Henry's only going off of what some other federal agent told him. Now, I do have this question for y'all. For those of y'all that played the game, Ish. I think that was his name. I think that was one of the federal agents. Is Ish a big character that you think might get a side episode? Because the way they were talking about Ish, it sounded as though he was kind of like I would say just as important as Bill was in the last couple episodes. So if you've played the game, was that Fedra agent important? I know that, like, I'm assuming from the games you read a bunch of letters and you read a lot of things. Was he important? No. No, but I wish he would. No. Okay. Ish was just mentioned in the letter. Okay. All right. Cool. I thought he was important, but all right, whatever. I guess that was just more of um an Easter egg or whatever for the game. So that's cool. But either way, that's all he was going off of. That, like, you mean to tell me that all you had was, oh yeah, the tunnels are clear, and that's it, but you ain't never see it. You don't know what's happening down there. A whole bunch could have changed in what, 3 years or something like that. Whew. Okay. All right. Whatever. But it was good enough for them. And by the way, I did like the fact that Ellie and Sam were they were having their little moments to just kind of be kids, be young and like have that little moment of innocence, like just clearly in this kind of world, like you're not gonna get stuff like that very often. So it is kind of nice that these kids that are born in this messed up world actually have that ability just to find friends. I mean, can y'all remember when you were a kid? Like, imagine if you went to a party and like the party sucked because it was all adults, and then all of a sudden you find another kid close to your age, and you like, man, we finna be best friends. Like, I felt like that's kind of like what it was like with this, right here with between Ellie and Sam. That they were just kind of cool, that they found each other, and it was cool. But then they go down through the tunnels or whatnot. And these tunnels, first of all, them tunnels wouldn't have been me. I don't know again if they had to do this same thing in the game or whatnot, but this is probably what I don't like those things. I don't like dark confined no. Nope, didn't like it, and even Joel was sitting here like, man, like, you out here being all optimistic that like everything looks good. You don't know what's down there. You don't know what's happened. We just been here for 3 seconds, and Henry acting like, all right, y'all, coast is clear. Shut up. No, it's not. You don't know nothing. Anyway, now we get some more little innocence with the kids or whatnot. But this is where we also start to learn a little bit more about Henry as to why he became a collaborator. And the why here is definitely something to actually understand why, his motivations behind it. And then we find out that Sam had leukemia and he needed medication, and that was one of the reasons why he had to collaborate with Fedra, because Fedra would give him medication for his brother. And he did all of this in exchange for setting up, or I guess entrapping the leader of KC's resistance, which happened to be Kathleen's brother. I think his name was Michael, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like, this was definitely a problem, for her, especially because, as she confessed, she's not like her brother. Her brother clearly was, like, I guess more of a, I wouldn't say a revolutionary, but he was a stronger leader, right? Like, he was somebody who even told her, look, you need to forgive Henry. Why? Mainly because he probably understood why Henry had to betray him. He probably understood, like, look, if I was Henry, I would have probably done the same thing if it meant saving you, Kathleen. And Kathleen's like, look, I'm my brother. I don't care. So this is the part that I was talking about, where we have a really nice dynamic between, and as the showrunners ended up saying, my brother is more important than your brother. And at the end of the day, that's how they both feel. They both feel that their brothers are more important than the other person's brother, right? And that's totally understandable. That's a human condition. You're naturally going to be more inclined to favor your family, someone that you've known way longer, compared to somebody else and their family, right? So I like the fact that they're adding this level of complexity and this moral gray right here, because who's wrong? Like, yeah, I mean, you give up one life to save another life, like, but that's something really interesting to, like, really think about. But I think it also highlighted the fact that, this is Kathleen's fatal flaw, as we'll see later on. But this was definitely like her biggest downfall, which was not being able to forgive. And by the way, I actually like the fact that they show what this actually means, later on. I mean, I've talked about this in other regards or whatever, but just the idea of not being able to forgive people, the idea of holding on to that bitterness, it can corrupt you inside, right? It can hold you captive. So here's the thing: rather than Casey, I don't know, dealing with the tunnel situation, with the underground situation, rather than them actually learning how to survive in a better way or whatever, dealing with bigger threats, they are taking up all their resources and doing everything because of her and because of what she wants, because she can't let go. So you see how like this negativity, this poison of unforgiveness, this bitterness is also affecting other people. It has this ripple effect, and of course later on, like I said, we'll find out how it does become her fatal flaw as well. But then we see the gang, they try to escape. They finally made it out the tunnels, but they are pinned down. And it looks like they're pinned down because there's a sniper. There's a sniper that is taking shots at them. But Joel goes around the back to go get him. And it's this old man. Apparently, he's working with KC as well. And he's already snitched on them. He's already told them where they were and that they were coming. And Joel gave him a couple options. Joel was like, look, man, all you got to do is give me your gun and just wait for 1 hour. That's it. That's it. But this old man, for whatever reason, saw his life flash before his eyes, saw that he ain't had nothing left, and thought that he was going to have a quicker draw than Mando, and it wasn't going to work out in his favor, and it didn't. But all of that did not matter because here comes KC. They come in with the huge plow truck or whatever. And let me just say, I don't know about y'all, but this whole couple of minutes, like what was this, last 15 minutes, had me pressed. Okay, I was pressed and stressed because the whole part, I was like, look, Ellie is out here. You the whole mission. You're the whole reason why we even out here. That this is the whole point of everyone, especially Joel, risking their lives, and she out here trying to outrun Mr. Plow. Like, what are you doing? It was too much. It was too much. And then, of course, we saw the explosion. This is where I was like, oh, here comes the bloater. Because the second I saw this, I was like, okay, that's where it's going to be. But let me ask y'all something. Did Ellie really have to drive y'all crazy on the game like this too? Was it that bad during the game? Because I'm sitting here watching, all this chaos, because we see out of the pit, we see all these zombies and all this stuff coming out, and Ellie is just running around, oh my God, now we're going to get to that. Ellie is running around crazy, and like, did y'all have to sit here with Joel? Because Joel, what was Joel doing? Joel was out here sniping everybody. Joel was out here sniping everyone that was about to potentially get Ellie. And I'm sitting here pressed. I'm like, yo, Ellie, if you don't beeline straight to the house wherever Joel is, because she over here, pew, 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 pew. What you running and shooting for? Run and hide. Run, zigzag, something. Go to Joel. Like, what are you doing? Oh, God. This is why. If this is in the game, I don't want to play. This will make me scream. This would have made me scream because Joel literally had to be perfect with all of his shots. Every shot had to count. Oh my gosh. I was yelling at this little girl so many times. I was like, man, if you don't hurry up and stop turning around, stop turning around, run. Ah! Okay, let's get back. Anywho, so KC comes through, and of course we got Kathleen, and she is just I mean, look, she's calling out for Henry. Henry's like, man, whatever, I give up. Just like let the kids go. And Kathleen's like, nah, FTK. Okay. Forget them kids. Oh, I ain't letting them go either. And I'm like, yo, Kathleen, you got to chill. You got Henry. Why you gotta come after the kids too? You got to chill. Because anytime you get to the point where you like, I don't care, I'm finna kill them kids too. Oh, you finna die. Yeah, you finna die. I already know you finna die. And like I said, this was always her fatal flaw. She was never gonna make it because of this. Then, of course, we see some craziness happening with the bloater. I gotta say, once again, I wish they would have saved this, because if I had never known and this had just came up, I would have lost my mind. Like, what is this? What is going on? Somebody help me, because this was insane. Visually, it was insane. I would have had all the questions. I would have wanted everything. But I don't know what this dude was thinking. Like, this dude clearly had nothing else to live for, because I'm like, you finna die for Kathleen? And on top of that, like, bro, didn't you have military training? When you notice all your bullets from far away don't do nothing against this bloater, wouldn't you just be like, fall back, retreat, run away? I give up. What? I'm just wondering, do you really just sit there and be like, I'm just gonna keep shooting at this thing that's not working? What do they say? The definition of insanity, is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Which bullet did you think was gonna take that bloater down? Because the first bullet didn't do it. The 11th bullet didn't do it. What was you thinking? So here's the thing. When my man got split open like that, I had no problems. I had no problems, because I was like, you just stupid. I don't understand why you sitting here still shooting, and you see it's not effective. And you just like, now, if you had a grenade or something, okay, I could see that. But you just wanted to die. You just wanted to die. But this right here, when I tell you, shout out to whoever this little kid click clacker was, give her something. Give her an award, something. I don't know. This little kid scared the bejesus out of me. I was sitting here like, yo, first of all, I'm already claustrophobic. You already put this crazy click clacker in here, and now she go, ooh, this zombie Sesame Street looking cook. Oh, no. I did not like it. And did you see how she was doing the backflips over the seat? Yo, favorite part of this whole thing, because I was definitely stressing. And Joel can't see in there, so he can't sniper her. Oh my God. This was definitely one of the best parts for sure. I was definitely there for this. And then, of course, Kathleen just being all stupid, talking, blah, blah, blah. While all this madness was going on. And where is it at? I think I had it here somewhere. Yeah, then she, of course, the click clacker came for Kathleen and took her out. Why? Mainly because she couldn't let go of her vindictiveness for Henry. Dude at least told her, like, yo, you need to run. You could have found Henry another day. You could have done something else another time, but you were so dead set on this. Well, now you're dead. And the little click clacker took her out. But yo, that she won this. She stole this for me, because when she started going through, that scared me. That messed me up. Anyway, so we fast forward. We get to the end, where they're holed up in a motel right now. They're hanging out, they're chilling. And then we see Sam and Ellie, and they're both talking, and Sam kind of writes her a message about like, yo, if you do you turn into a monster if it's like inside you? And then we find out that this little boy has been bit. But Ellie's like, look, my blood is a cure. Let me try and help. Like, listen, this is probably the one time I was like, I'm doing exactly what Ellie was doing. You know, I would have thought my blood would have worked too. Like she was like, slice, okay, can we, you know, she tried a little Mr. Miyagi, you know what I'm saying, on him and try to put it on the leg and whatnot. Clearly that didn't work, you know. But I like the fact that they at least attempted it, and then oh my gosh, she woke up, you know, because y'all remember the rules. What does it take? 12 hours to 24 hours if you get bit on the leg or something. And then next thing you know, we see that, you know, Sam has turned and oh, Henry. At first, I thought Henry was going to let Ellie just get devoured or whatever. Because at first, remember, he shot to stop Joel. And I was like, Henry, please, you a brother, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't be that guy that makes no irrational. Don't do that. And then his second shot was pow right to his brother. Oh, let me tell you something. I am also an older brother. And when I tell you, like, you know, and we got a nice, you know, gap between me and my siblings. So, like, I kind of, you know, had a similar role that Henry had to Sam with my siblings, right? So, yeah, like my whole life has always been look out for my siblings, try and protect them in whatever way I can. So, I'm Henry. Okay, in this case, I'm Henry. And when Henry took that shot, that hurt because the way you view your younger sibling who can't fend for themselves, who literally relies on you, it feels like a part of you is crushed because this has been such a long purpose in your life. You know, this has been all you've known is looking out for them, you know. So when he took them, I was just like, oh, my heart just went out for him. And then of course the final shot. Oh man, when Henry turned the gun on himself, that broke me. That right there broke me because I was just like, he literally could not see what else to do. Like that was his life, that was his purpose. There was nothing else for him in this world that sucks so much. He could not see, there was nothing else, and he had to take his own life. And this is probably where, you know, we start to see how these relationships affect both of these characters, you know. And it's one of those things I'm starting to realize in this show is that, you know, whenever they show us other characters, the other characters are always there. And this is really good writing, by the way. The other characters or the other relationships are always there, some way, somehow, to reflect on Joel and Ellie's relationship, either an aspect of it or maybe even a mirror dynamic of it. So so far we've seen, you know, Bill and his, you know, husband or whatnot, and we're seeing Henry and Sam, we're seeing brotherly, we're seeing, you know, a partner love. We saw Joel and Tess, you know, and stuff like that. All these different type of human relationships and dynamics in some way have some theme that comes back to reflect on this. And one thing with Joel and Ellie that at least I've noticed is that you're starting to see a shift because Joel was very cold-hearted. Joel has been a hard-pressed man for a long time where he's just like, look, I kill people, I do things. That's just the way things are right now. But ever since Ellie came into his life, now he's slowly starting to get a little bit more parentally minded. Yes, she reminds him of his daughter. But at the same time, it's kind of like, look, like you're a child. You shouldn't have to go through this kind of stuff. And you start to see Joel like just feeling, you know, and not only that, I think even the showrunners had said this, but it's kind of like, you know, Joel is afraid of like being like Henry. You know what I'm saying? Because Henry loved Sam so much that when something happened to Sam, he had nothing left. And Joel was almost like that when he lost Sarah. So you see these dynamics happening, but at the same time, you also see a shift in Ellie. Ellie is at the point where she's like, at first, everything was all fun and games. It was all cool. I'm a big girl. I know how to take care of myself. But look, she just got done shooting somebody. And now she got connected with this little boy that was her friend. And now that boy turned into a monster. And on top of that, she couldn't save him with her blood. Because for a long time, they've been saying, like, yo, you the key, you special, da 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 da. But now she's not. I mean, she is still special, but like not as special as she thought. And it's a reality check for her. And it's really interesting to see, like, now she's kind of getting more realistic. Like, okay, I can't just save him like this. My life matters. But at the same time, people dying, people losing, and she's becoming more cold-hearted. You started seeing her just put that little the little etch-a-sketch or whatever down, and you know, she ain't got no 2 words. She's not crying, she's not feeling emotional. She's like, let's go. It's time to go. Let's go. You know, and Joel is sitting here like, man, this is it's messed up because he didn't want her to get this hardened by all these realities and stuff. But that was it for episode 5. Oh my gosh, fantastic episode, fantastic writing. I'm here for all of it. But let me grab these comments real quick before we wrap up. Derek, E-Man, if I go by what's happening in the show, all good people die off and the bad ones live. Do you think that will change? I have no idea. I mean, the bad ones didn't live. Kathleen died. So, you know, I don't know if we can really say, I think everybody gonna die, you know, but to be honest, I have no idea. I have not played the game, so I don't know the direction they're going in. I don't know how many things the showrunners are gonna change or twist or whatnot. The one thing I know so far, at least from what they're showing us, is you have to pay attention to the themes. You know, the showrunners in every after the episode, they're constantly talking about different themes that are playing out in the episode. So if they're talking about like, hey, this is what it's like to lose somebody, hey, this is what it's like to connect with somebody, etc., like those are the things I'm paying attention to, and maybe they will play out. I don't know, but my goodness, I think that they are going to give us some more heartbreak. I think that. Kiki, what you got? The Infected was given Days Gone, Black Summer zombie vibes. Yes. The way they were sprinting forward, towards folks, I would have gave up and taken myself out. Listen, right there with you. Ever since, and this is one of the reasons why I love Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder. It was one of the first times I ever saw sprinting zombies. And I remember seeing that and seeing this, especially when them zombies came out the hole. I was like, I'm done. Here you go. Come on. Just y'all want some wrists? Y'all want some meat? Some breast meat? Like, what do y'all want? Just make it quick, because I'm not gonna outrun y'all. The way my knees are set up right now, I'm not gonna outrun you. Like, these bullets are not fast enough. Y'all are coming out here like, no, y'all got a ringer with the bloater. It's done. Okay. So yeah, I would have been right there with you, Kiki. Listen, we would have been team fungi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been team fungi. Here we are. You know, because I don't think that wasn't gonna be no way that we can make up from that. Call me a click clack. I don't know, because it's a wrap. Last of the boat. What's going on? I love how game accurate the show is. The sniping scene, Ish story. You even see Ish boat in the back of one scene. Excuse me. How they got the bloater ripping the head apart was 100%. Oh, cool. Ish wasn't Fedra. Oh, he wasn't Fedra. Oh, okay. I thought he was Fedra, but okay. All right, cool. See, I love the fact that they're giving stuff for people that have played the game and not played the game. So that is awesome. That you found those little details. And that they connect. Like, that is really, really dope. Let's see, Didier, what you got? When Henry did what he had to do, it reminded me of what Tess said when she couldn't kill her son. Yeah. I mean, these are real human conflictions. You know, these situations are tough, but my goodness, they are so conflicting. You know, and that's, I mean, this is how you make morally gray situations. You have to, because it's easy to from afar to be like, oh man, I'd never do that. Until you're in that person's shoes, then you thinking twice, you know. So yeah, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Let's see what else we got. Um okay, I think, oh, there we go. Danny, what you got? Did you notice there were no kids? The kids in the tunnel were hiding. Do you think they killed kids in that zone? That's a very good question. I did notice that they weren't there, and they did have a sign that said to hide. Now, I don't know where they would hide because it didn't seem like there were that many places to hide, but if they were hiding, like, good for them, because listen, I ain't see nobody, you know. But you know, I do think that given the fact that the tunnels clearly were not clear, you know, at least we don't know what happened. Maybe they all got turned. I don't know. Or maybe, hold on, maybe we did see the kids. Where'd she come from? Where'd she come? Maybe she's the one that came from the tunnels. Okay. You know, maybe all those people that we just saw come from the pit, maybe all of them were from the tunnels. I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. But this look, listen, little Susie Click Clack, she could have been it. That could have been her. She could have been one of them little kids. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let me tell. All right. So this is it. Yeah, man, I gotta hurry up because you know I got a whole nother live to do right after this. But this is the time where you guys let me know, how are we rating episode 5 for The Last of Us? Let me know from 1 to 10. Where are you rating this? Okay, let me think while y'all rating. Great acting, fantastic action. That last third act, great. Had me on the edge of my seat. I like the themes. I like the parallels with the brothers versus brother dynamic. I love the character development we're getting with Ellie and with Joel. I think I got to give this a 9.5, 9.5. You see, Kiki, who was it? Kiki, was it? I told you I can give it a half and I can take a half away. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 because this was really good television. Like, I was sitting here watching this, like, yo, really? We in this? That's what we doing? Now, if we didn't get that last chunk of the episode in, I'd probably just knock it down a little bit. But that last chunk sent me. So I'm giving it a 9.5. I really enjoyed that episode. That was definitely one of the best ones. But let's see what y'all think, because y'all matter here. 8, okay, 9.5, 10, 10, 9.5, 8, 9, 9.5, 11, 9.5, 9, 8.8, 10, 9, 9.5, 9, 10, 10, 9.5, 9, -1 for okay, and 9.5, 8.5, 9, 9, and 10. Okay, hey, look, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a wrap. I loved it. Fantastic episode. I cannot wait for the next one. At least we saw in the preview, it looks like they finally do make it to Wyoming. And I am definitely here for that. Oh, hold on, we got my editors out here. 9.4, the correct opinion. Okay, you're gonna put the correct one. I see what you did there. Kiki with the 10 as well, Derek with the 10. I see y'all. But anyway, fantastic episode. Definitely here for it. Episode 6 looks like they finally do make it to Wyoming, and it looks like Joel does finally catch up with his brother Tommy, and it looks like they have some beef. It looks like they have some conflict of views, so to say. And it looks like there's going to be more human drama. Now, the one thing I'll say, and again, don't spoil this for me, you know, if you guys have played the game, but I really hope that there's something else beyond the bloater. And again, all I know about are clickers, and bloaters. I'm hoping that there's something bigger and better beyond that, something more terrifying. Because and I hope HBO doesn't spoil it. I hope they don't show it. I hope, because again, for someone who's not played the games, all of this stuff is new to me, you know. So if there's a bigger threat, I don't need to know what it is. I don't need to know how it is and nothing like that. I'm hopeful that something will come along the way. Okay. I'm hopeful. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank y'all so much. We will be back here next Sunday. I think we're back on the regular scheduled program that way. And we're gonna react to episode 6 when that comes out. In the meantime, y'all make sure y'all check out. Stay tuned. I do have the live chat that we normally do on Fridays. We are gonna do that in just 20 minutes or whatever. So I gotta hurry up and go get that together. And so we'll be right back here talking about way more stuff. I'm going to talk about the Fast X trailer. Yes, that finally came out. James Gunn going at Snyder fans. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more from my time out there in LA at the Ant-Man and the Wasp premiere. And yeah, a whole bunch more stuff that we're gonna talk about. So if I don't see y'all later, and if I see y'all next week, you know the routine: wash your hands, wash your butts, and enjoy yourself. Go Philly. I am not a Philly fan, but I'm just supporting Philly just because I like the way their team is going, and that's where I'm leaning. But anyway, I will see y'all in just a few or next week. All right, y'all. Peace.